Behind Dutch headlines, the who, why, and how of politics and media.
Hey, it's me, Greg Shapiro, the American Netherlander. Here's what you need to know to join the Dutch conversation. Now, pardon my hungover appearance. I have just wrapped a comedy tour through the wonderful Netherlands. I saw so many Dutch people and so many internationals, none of whom seem to realize or care that there is a big election coming up on the 19th of March. And this is the one where internationals can vote. Like my man said, this land is your land, this land is my land. You can actually vote here, even if you're not from Netherland. This week, let's take a look at the Dutch News Top 5. That's their choice there. And my most noteworthy item this week would be death and taxes, specifically political death of Frans Wekers, the junior finance minister from VVD, who was forced to resign because of some irregularities with welfare recipients who were not given their entitled benefits. Meanwhile, in Amsterdam, there's the local finance minister who did the opposite. He paid out 188 million euros too much to welfare recipients, and they're now trying to claw that money back. And they admit they won't get all the money back. This in a city with big budget cash problems. So if you're following politics this week, I guess the lesson is, if you're gonna fail, fail big! So, internationals, with nationwide city council elections coming up on the 19th of March, we have promised to go city by city where the most internationals live and find out what are the issues that matter the most to you. This week, Eindhoven. Eindhoven? Yes, Eindhoven. The Silicon Valley of the Netherlands, where a lot of internationals live, the smartest city in the world, and every time I do a comedy show there, it's a full house. Eindhoven, mwah, I love you. Now, politics is about choices, and that's how the StemVisor voting guide is supposed to work. They give you 30 questions, and after you answer all 30, you're supposed to have a pretty good idea of which party you should vote for. But meanwhile, in Eindhoven, who are the candidates? Who's running for what? Who stands for which? How can we introduce them all? Well, since Eindhoven is below the rivers and has a reputation for being a very friendly city, let's introduce the candidates in a friendly way. How to remember the Eindhoven candidates with a show that everybody knows. Down, 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 introducing Eindhoven Friends. Let's look at the candidates in order of the 2010 election results. First of all, the Labour Party, PvdA. Who's their candidate? Yasin Toronoglu. Who is he on Friends? Look at that fresh face. Look at that how you doing attitude. Let's call him Joey. Next up is VVD with 8 seats on City Council, and their candidate, according to one website, is Hans Roosendaal, the hard-working office guy. Let's call him Chandler. But according to another website, their candidate is Monique List. Since there's clearly some confusion on their side, let's call her Phoebe. Next up, Mary Ann Schreurs from D66, who studied up the rivers in Amsterdam, but then went back down below the rivers to follow her dream. And let's call that dedication and commitment. I'm going to call her Monica. That leaves either Ross or Rachel, and the candidate for CDA, the Christian Democrats, is Linda Hoffman. So that would make her Rachel. Ross, I'm sorry you're off the show. Fitting. Now, those are your Eindhoven friends. Which characters will be picked up for next season and which might be canceled? That's up for you, Eindhoven, to decide. So, on the 19th of March, vote. And that's not the only election coming up. We're going to switch gears now into the European elections coming up in March. And our Brussels correspondent, Wietse van der Gaast. Wietse, what's the weather like in Brussels?
It's been chilly, up to freezing with the visit of Vlad Putin. He was here for the EU and Russia strategic summit. What started as a warm relationship, remember this Russian president, has now turned into a loveless affair. Putin was expected to be here for 2 days. He was out of here in 3 hours. No dinner and definitely no holding hands. Our European heroes tried to save face by taking a note from François Hollande's playbook suggesting, hey, Ukraine can love both EU and Russia. Well, spoiler alert, I don't think Putin is up for that. So in this story of love, power and intrigue, what role is Europe to play? Well, let's take a page from a different book, a classic by Tolstoy, Anna Karenina, where Lady Europe in the role of Lady Ashton, rushes off to Kiev, leaving behind her boring, bureaucratic husbands in search of a true hero, a true man. And there she found herself in Kiev, a little bit lost, not certain which role to play. Until suddenly, there he was, standing on the barricades, giving a face to united opposition, and weighing 250 pounds, wearing the WC World Championship boxing belt, carrying a heavy punch, the Kiev Colossus, Vitaly Klitschko. Now, the final chapter in this classic story hasn't been written yet. Let's just hope the love affair works out, so Lady Ashton can bring back home some real muscles to Brussels.
Thank you, Vitsa. Ah, epic. Now, thank you to our partners, thank you to our sponsors, and if you would like to get some free tickets to my show, Superburger, the man with split nationalities, I'll be performing on the 5th of February in Haarlem, Patronaat, and in Roelof Arendsveen on the 7th of February in Oostsplots. So, leave a comment below, and I'll try to get you some free tickets. Until next week, thank you very much.
Behind Dutch Headlines.